I keep giving bad people good ideas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm not gonna try to go political. Again, this isn't really a political video. I'm not trying to make it a political video. I know we're gonna be touching on subjects that can be political, but in that sense, I'm kind of going into a lens that isn't going off a political viewpoint or really looking at the political viewpoints, but just kind of looking more at the situation itself and just removing politics from it, because honestly, politics kind of really confuse shit and kind of just, obviously people are set on their ways, and I'm not trying to convince anyone to think a certain way with this video, but at least just realize that, like, sometimes, at least if anything with this video, I'm not trying to change someone's politics, but at least realize sometimes we might need to put politics aside on certain situations and shit like that. And I feel like definitely with the Charlie Kirk situation, it's definitely one of those situations where it's like, I get why people are on the like sides and believe what they believe, that's whatever. But there's a point where you kind of have to just take the politics aside and just look at the situation and be like, damn, that is kind of fucked. Like, you don't have to feel like, necessarily sad or like, feel like, I'm bummed out like, an actual supporter of his would be, but like, I think it is pretty fucked when people are like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that he died, and, it's whatever. At the end of the day, it is kind of fucked to even say that to somebody that you just simply disagree with, especially with the country we live in, where it's like we kind of promote that kind of stuff to, like, hey, you can agree to disagree, but, live amongst each other. Um, but I think the saddest part is, like, obviously, him dying and shit is, already fucked up enough, because no matter what, he's gonna, have to, leave his wife behind, leave his kids behind. But I think what's most fucked about this situation is, like, that his wife and kids were in the crowd when it happened, according to information I've seen online and stuff. And I just think, like, you can have your political beliefs and stuff, and I'm not like trying to shit on anyone for those stuff, but like, even if I, was extreme left or whatever the fuck, because honestly, at the end of the day, when it comes to politics, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, again, I'm not really picking exactly a side. I'm just kind of, just kind of like either or with each side. It's just kind of depending, like, with what's going on, what they're kind of voting for and stuff like that. But usually I'm pretty much in the middle, so that's why, again, I don't get too deep into politics. But I think even if you were extreme left or whatever the fuck, thought everything he was spewing out of his mouth was bullshit, I do think you gotta step back and realize, like, this guy was just assassinated in front of his wife and kids. And, like, one of his kids, I think, I'm not too sure, but they're, like, probably, like, 8 or 10, maybe 12. The other one's, like, a toddler. Like, imagine you're, like, you're on this little tour with your dad. You get to go on, like, a little business trip type of thing. It's all cool. Then you just see homie just get assassinated right in front of you. That's fucked. Again, with that information, I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't fucking there. But from what I've seen with videos and stuff, that's what people were saying, that his family was attending while it happened. And I just think with that, it's just like, obviously, just not even being on a political side and being like, oh, I agree with what he said 100%, or like, if you disagreed with what he said. I just feel like as a human, just like, you kind of step back and look at the situation, and you're at least, even if you didn't agree with him or you hated him, whatever, you at least kind of think like, damn, that is fucked what happened to him, or at least his, like, his family and shit. Because again, imagine, I don't know, you're on a vacation with your dad, and then your dad does like a dinner toast and then gets mocked right in front of you. Like that, like, not even on your political side views or whatever, that's fucked up. That, to anyone for that to happen. But then, again, like, there's just also weird shit, like, again, they're like pulling up and finding out that the assassinator was like into some kind of weirdo things. Again, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're trans it's weird, whatever. Again, not really my forte, you know. I'm not really trying to go out and get that kind of stuff, but pretty much he was kind of into that kind of stuff, and that's obviously why he did what he did to Charlie Kirk. You know, they had completely different views. But then also, it's like they're just finding just weirdo stuff. Like, I guess, again, this is shit I see on the internet, so you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. But I guess he was a furry too. Like, those like photos of him in four suits all posed up and shit, which is kind of fucking weird. And then also, what's even weirder is that one. So when the assassination happened originally, they didn't know who the original shooter was. But there was like some old guy, obviously, like, you know, screaming. Everyone knows about him, saying that he did it, but he didn't actually do it. But what's crazy is with him self snitching himself out for a crime that he didn't even do, he got caught up for a crime that he did do. That is fucking crazy because he technically self snitched on himself and ended up being a child predator. And they found all of his shit, and he got arrested, which at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, in a weird dumb way, I'm glad this guy's so mentally fucked up or whatever, has so much guilt on his mind, that he saw this was opportunity to, you know, turn himself in. And he did what he did, I guess, in a way, like if it was on purpose or not on purpose, because again, he got caught up and got caught for this, you know, and found out about the sick shit he did. But it's like really weird. Why would you, you know, say you did, you know, you killed someone when you didn't kill him, when you are, you know, kind of already hiding crimes that you're doing, you know? Unless he wanted to be caught, which I'm kind of thinking in my head, maybe it was some kind of guilt thing. But even then, it's just like weird. Why wouldn't you just go down to the police station and just turn yourself in? Then, you know, like, why would you just be like, oh, somebody just got assassinated. Perfect time to throw myself in. You know, like, what the fuck? So that whole situation's really weird. And I just think at the end of the day, like, you know, just, yeah, just putting politics aside and not even really picking a side, you could just kind of realize how fucked it is. And even if you can't really do that, it's like, even think about it if he was like completely on the left side, like he was a left speaker or whatever the fuck, and he spoke for the whole left would be blowing up right now, going crazy. So it's like, I think at the end of the day, people really need to put politics aside sometimes, even just for a second, just to realize, okay, what just happened is fucked up, you know? And then go back to what they're doing. Again, I'm not saying like, oh, you have to change your life and change your beliefs because of this happened. No. But you definitely do need to stand back and just be like, damn, this is fucked up. What can we do to prevent this? Or, you know, shit like that. Or just at least have a little bit of decency to just kind of show a little bit of respect to him, or at least the family. Like, again, I'm not really on too much on the right, or, you know, I wasn't really too much of a fan of Charlie Kirk. But I at least can realize at the end of the day, like, what happened, and the whole situation is pretty fucked. There are now, like, you know, there are millions and thousands of kids that grow up without parents or fathers, which is really sad. But again, there's more kids that just got added to that counter. And like, you could say that they probably might be well off and stuff, like again with Charlie Kirk and stuff. He looked pretty well off, so hopefully they're pretty well off for the rest of their lives. But even then, being, you know, having money and being well off and stuff like that, it's still like, you losing a parent doesn't really fix that, you know. It's almost still makes it worse. And then again, yeah, it's just kind of hard to explain, but you kind of know what I'm saying. So I feel like either way, you know, you could turn it, oh, well, there's a lot of kids that are poor and they don't have parents, or, you know, it doesn't really matter if you're rich or poor. If you don't have parents, it fucking sucks no matter what. And I feel, you know, just sorry for the family. That's at least at the end of shit, if I could speak. At the end of the day, I at least feel bad for that kind of stuff, you know. It's just kind of, it's real, you realize how kind of crazy the world is, because on the same day, too, there was, like, a school shooting, there was just nonstop crazy shit happening that whole week, and, yeah, no, I just think at the end of the day, I think at least what I learned from this is you gotta definitely step back a little bit and remove politics from your head. or just kind of like not think about it, like, oh, this person thought this kind of way for at least a few seconds, and then just realize, okay, what happened is fucked, no matter what they kind of believed in, unless, like, you know, they're like some crazy Nazi type of person. But that's not really, you know, Charlie Kirk. He just had Christian beliefs and Christian values, which, again, you know, some people like, some people don't like them. And yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, just a lot of kind of shit like that, just like people can't really get over sometimes. Which I'm not saying, like, again, I'm not trying to say, oh, get over your political beliefs, or get over blah blah blah, don't think about this and believe in this or whatever. But I do believe at some point some people do kind of need to put down the signs and to be like, okay, this is fucked, like, I'm still gonna believe in what I believe in. But again, how that situation was handled is not how shit should be handled. I think that's the best way of what I'm trying to explain. But again, guys, comment down below what you guys kind of think. When it does come to that, try leave the political shit out of it. To kind of think about, you know, what you guys think about this situation, in the sense of, like, if that happened to you, or, you know, a loved one or whatever the fuck. Not really, oh, fuck him because I think this way or whatever, you know. I'm not really here for that kind of bullshit. But, you know, again, at the end of the day, it just kind of, it's a crazy, sad situation. And, you know, not, fuck, what words am I trying to use? You know, not depending on which side you're on, it's still crazy and pretty sad, you know, shit to fucking, you know, see happen. And, I don't know, I think a lot of the people that are, like, you know, kind of like, you know, being like, oh, fuck that guy, blah, 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 and then losing their job, like, you're kind of getting what you expect, you know, even if it was a whole bunch of people on the right talking shit about somebody that was assassinated, that was speaking for the left, I would want the same being held to them, because that's fucked. Because again, a lot of these people, you know, like Charlie Kirk, they aren't really politicians. They have political influence, but that's really all at the end of the day. They don't really have any political power or anything. And it just kind of like, yeah, no, at the end of the day, just getting killed for what the fuck you think of. And a lot of people get marked like that. It's not just Charlie Kirk. And I think there definitely, you know, like a lot of people say, there definitely needs to be, like, some kind of action taken. Not really, like, I don't think, oh, guns should be taken away completely, but I definitely do think there needs to be better evaluations when it comes into buying guns, or even, or an overall just realization with everyone to realize shooting people over what the fuck they believe in is not fucking worth it. We've done this for thousands and thousands of years, and we realize how fucked up it is, and that we probably should stop doing it. And with that, we should, you know, actually do what we say, you know. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all sorry. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Fuck, my voice. It's like I need to drink something. It's getting so raspy. Fuck. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, bye guys.